Good evening and welcome to day 27 of 100 days of bad videos. So today's talk will be on it's time to shift gears to the next gear. And it comes from having a conversation with my wife today, and something happened with her and the business, and someone she considered to be a friend, a mentor in her business. Now they're more of a competition. While they were in the same space, they weren't selling the same things. Now they're starting to sell the same things. And initially my wife wanted to be, she was upset, and, it was an unspoken rule that they had, or unspoken agreement that they had, that they wouldn't sell the same things to be in direct competition. Well, the other person broke that, and now they're selling a competition. And, I listened to my wife as she explained what was going on, and I can hear her be upset, how upset she was. And something came over me, and I was just like, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just it's time for you to go to level up, take it to the next gear. Now, if you're familiar with driving a manual car, a stick shift, at some point you have to shift to the next gear. And if you look at your RPM gauge, it will start going into the red and almost pegging out. In order to bring it back down to level out, you have to shift to the next gear. And that once you shift to the next gear, that actually propels you forward, or allows you to go faster and move forward. Because if you redline at the next gear, you're not really going faster. You're just making a whole bunch of noise. The engine is winding, and you're not going until you shift. And when you shift, that needle drops back down, and now you're able to go faster and go a lot quicker. So I was like, it's time for you to level up. It's time for you to shift. Don't worry about her. Take it as a compliment. Be thankful that she broke it, that she did it. Now this opens you up to, now you could sell whatever you want. It's time for you to shift to the next gear. And that's how life is it will give you signs when it's time to shift to the next gear. And like right now, her business I feel like is redlining. It's gotten to a point where she needs to do something. And this today was clarity that she needs to shift to the next gear. And I thought about, I was like, how do we recognize when it's time for us to shift? Sometimes we get little signs. Sometimes we get one big sign, boom, something hits us, something happened. And at that moment, I got to do something. Now, when you have that moment that you have to do something, some people may draw back and be like, they panic. I don't know what to do. And they get paralyzed by overthinking it. And then other people look at it and they're like, I see an opportunity. You know what? I got to up my game. I got to step it up. I'm going to shift to the higher gear. And that's what you need to do. You need to shift to that higher gear when life hits you and and something in you is telling you, you know what? You either got to go forward or, move, lead, or get out of the way is one of my favorite saying. So you either got to move, lead, or get out of the way. Shift to the next gear. And whatever you're doing, whatever your business is, whatever your purpose is, it's levels to it. And when you get to certain levels, it's time to level up, and it's time to go up. And you're only going to be there. Sometimes it's for a longer period of time, and sometimes it's going to be for short. But whenever it hits you, you gotta shift to the next gear. And so think about where you are. Think about what's going on. If you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling unsatisfied, if you're just feeling like you should be doing more, that's your first sign that it's time for you to shift to the next gear. So take a step back, evaluate everything that's going on, and see if it's time for you to shift. And with that being said, life gives you two choices. You can either run with the big dogs or stay on the porch with the pups. My name is Aaron Allen, and I choose to run with the big dogs. See you out there running.